Hello everyone, my name is Cameron and welcome back to Ark. It has been a while since you guys have seen anything with Ark on the channel, and today we are announcing, as the video title has most likely suggested you guys, I'm announcing a new series that me and Dalton are going to be doing on Ark. It has been a very long time since him and I have done anything on Ark for reasons, but we are going to be doing a new series on Ark, which I'm going to be announcing in this video. Right now, I'm currently going through our settings because there's a certain setting we need to set, or we need to change, so him and I can be a little bit further apart since we're doing this on non-dedicated sessions. So everything else is going to be generic stats. There are a few things that are going to be changed. We do have the I have set it to where anyone can imprint a baby dino. It doesn't just have to be the person who started it. Anyone can take care of the dino, because that is a very good thing to have. Some of the growth things for babies and egg laying stuff might change once we just, like, at some point. Right now, we don't have any desire to change this. At some point, that might change depending on the two of us, what we want to do. We've talked about it and we said if we want to change anything, we both are going to agree on it, and then we'll figure out what we're doing from there. I might change the corpse timer and the spoiling timer. Let's put those both up to 1.5, and same with the item decomp time. Yeah, so those are a little bit better, just because those three, actually probably put that to 1 now that I think about it, but those two at 1.5, just to make it to where we lose our shit a little bit less. The day cycle speed, the nighttime, and the daytime speed might end up changing. Right now those are staying where they're at. Baby mature speed, all that is staying where it's at. We might change it to make it to where we can get a better chance of 100%. What's the word I'm looking for? 100% dino imprinting. Right now we don't have any option, like, we don't have any super thing for that. We have max difficulty on. I know it does say 1.0, but max difficulty is on. All the damages and stuff, all the taming speeds, all this is all generic. Food drain, stamina drain, health drain, all that's generic. Harvest damage is generic. Dino count is normal. Oh, fuck, I gotta see if he remembers how to do this. Alright, so, like I said, me and Dalton are doing a brand new series together, which hopefully me and him are going to really enjoy. We're very excited to do this. This is something we've wanted to do on the channel for a long time. We've actually attempted this 2 separate times already. This is our second time resetting our list for this, mostly because, 1, there's more dinos. 2, we know that if we're doing this on the channel, we want to make sure every dino tame is on the channel. We don't want to just have you guys seeing things that we didn't tame on the channel, because then you guys would be like, how do we know you really tamed that and you aren't just cheating? We want to make sure that you guys see us tame every dino is the big goal. So what this series is going to be called is Gotta Tame Them All. Now, if the title does sound familiar to you, it's a play on the Gotta Catch 'Em All from Pokemon, which, yes, for those of you wondering, means me and Dalton are going to try to tame one of every single dinosaur in Ark, including the variants, which is going to be a pain in the ass. We both agreed that the variants, while they're not their own dinos, it would be unfair of us if we decided to not tame them, because they do technically count towards the dino list. When you're going through the creature list, it does show the variants in there as their own separate creatures. The tech stegos, the tech parasaurs, the tech trikes, which are very new, yes, I know. The tech rexes, the aberrant versions are all different versions of creatures in the game. So technically speaking, we would have them added in to count towards our list, which is why we decided to put them in. There were some creatures we were trying to decide on, such as the X variants of the Argentavis and the Tepi Hara, or as everyone else on the internet seems to call it, including myself and Dalton, the tape jar, because it makes it so much easier than saying Tepi Hara every fucking time. Because flyers are not usable on Genesis, but we decided that yes, they do count towards the dino count. It would be unfair of us to not tame them. So we have a lot of dinos. First and foremost, I counted this. I did this video. This is the second time I'm doing this video. I did this video, realized I forgot the X variants, so I have to redo the video now because I have to add the X variants in. So before the X variants, we had 189 dinos. That's every variant that we have on the game. That's Tech. That's Aberrant. What's the other version? Any like secondary versions of them. The giant queen bees in that list. The different versions of the titans, the different versions of the wyverns are all inside of that sort of list. So we're gonna do a quick count up. So I gotta add to 189. I gotta add whatever there is for these guys. One sec. Plus, oh no, not 89. 189 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So we got 21 more dinos. So 210 dinosaurs, or 210 creatures that Dalton and I have to tame in this entire series. Now, for those of you wondering, what map does that include? That includes every map. That's every single map in the game. That's the regular Ark, that's the Center, that's Valguero, that's Ragnarok, that's Scorched Earth, Genesis, Aberration, and Extinction. However, we will not be playing on every single map. I'm going to specify why we're going to be doing this. For starters, we have our own private stuff on the original Ark. We have some dinos that we don't really want to lose, and hell, we might even add more dinos to that list, depending on if we want to go to our current Scorched Earth map or any of our other current maps, and move dinos from there over to our Ark, our regular Ark map. The reason being is because Dalton and I want to keep those dinos. Some of those dinos we've had for a very long time, and we just don't want to lose them because they're dinos that we really care about. We get attached to our dinos in this game. It's the truth. We had a very nice red and white Thylacleo that we tamed up on Scorched Earth that we sadly ended up losing to some, I think some jellyfish on the normal Ark when we switched over to that. And it broke my heart because I love that dinosaur so very much. So yeah, we get emotionally attached to our dinosaurs, so we don't ever really like getting rid of a world if we have dinos on there that we really are very fond of. We have a mantis and a bunch of other amazing stuff on that map that we also don't want to get rid of. So we're not going to be doing the regular Ark. We've both decided on that, and the map's very generic. It's very well known to both of us, and we want to try to branch out a little bit and not do maps we know as well. We do have a full map order of map list that we're going to be doing. We're not sure how long we're staying on each map, specifically the first map that we're going to be doing, and most of the maps after that we're also not too sure, just because, to put it delicately, we don't know what we want to do just yet. Like, we're not entirely sure, because the way we're going to do this is we're going to have the same characters going world to world, and we'll probably take some dinos with us, I'm thinking. We haven't fully decided, but I think we're going to take some dinos with us, so we can have just the dinos with us when we're there, so we can do things like collect resources and all that, which will make it much, much easier for us. And the big thing is we want to try our very best to get them as quick as possible, which means going to the different maps when we know we need to. So it means we could be on one of the easy maps, you know, like one of the maps that's well known, and be like, all right, we'll save this tame for the next map because we know they spawn there, and we need to switch over soon so we can start getting stuff on that. We don't want to spend too much time on one map, and yes, we are going to actually build bases. We're not just going to go on, tame, and then leave. We are going to have a base, we are going to build stuff up, and we're going to try to have a base on each map as best as we can. Because obviously we do want want bases. We do want to have somewhere nice for us to spawn in and all that sort of stuff. We don't want to just be like, okay, there we go, this map's been tamed, let's leave. But yeah, the map list, the map order we're going to be going on, I actually sent it to Dalton today to see what he thought of it. I gotta go up real quick and find it. Alright, so the map order that we're going to be doing, this was decided on by both Dalton and myself. I kind of had the idea of this being the map order we were going to do regardless, and then I texted him to see if he was okay with it, and he said it's okay. So we're going to be starting with the center, which is a map Dalton and I don't know very well. We've played on the center a few, on every map in the game except Genesis so far. Our time on the center has been hit or miss. There's been good times, there's been bad times. The center is a very difficult map to find enjoyment on and find the actual, like, what you plan on doing on the map. And for us, the reason we want to start with the center is because we want to get more used to the map, and we figure if we start on the center, we don't start on a map we know amazingly. Like, we know the standard Ark map amazingly by this point. We've had bases in almost every biome on that map. So if we did that map, it'd be really easy for us to know where we want to set up our base. It'd be really easy for us to get tames set up and to get certain things. If we do the center, it means it's us learning again, pretty much, because we've barely played the center. Which is why we decided the center would be our first map. Then we're going to Scorched Earth, which is another map we know very well, much like the original Ark map. Scorched Earth is, I gotta say, probably one of my top 3 maps in the game. If I had to say, I'd probably say Valguero is my number 2, and then Ragnarok is probably my number 1. I like Aberration and Extinction. They're both a little weird in my opinion, you know, but yeah. I love Scorched Earth. It's such a fun map. It's got so many different things to it that we just don't normally expect, and you're not really prepared for most of the time. Which means Dalton and I will probably be pumping Fortitude a lot. I'm wondering if we can maybe increase our level cap. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we can get our level cap increased or not. Probably not. Then we're going to be moving on to Ragnarok, and the reason we'll be moving to Ragnarok is because there are things like the Griffin that are just not possible to get there. Like the Phoenix is only possible to get on Scorched Earth. The Griffin, as far as I know, is only possible to get on Ragnarok, meaning we are going to have to go to Ragnarok to get a few dinos. For those of you wondering, will we ever tame multiple of dino? Probably. If we come to a map and we forget a dino that we have, we'll come tame it on the new map. We have no problem doing that. We're not trying to avoid more things. We're just trying to make sure that we get one of everything crossed off the list at some point. So yeah, Ragnarok will be the 3rd map we play on. We know that map pretty well. We've done a series on Ragnarok. It didn't get very far because Dalton lost his PS Plus around the time we started it, but it was very fun. I love Ragnarok. It's a fun map. We typically settle very close to the Wyvern Trench, so we might end up getting most of the Wyverns on Ragnarok, if I'm being honest, because it's an easy spot for us to spawn. We already know how to set up a trap to knock out the Wyvern, to get the milk, to raise the baby Wyvern. We're very smart with doing that. That was our first Wyvern tames, was on Ragnarok. We never tamed them on Scorched Earth because we were always bad at it. But when we went to Ragnarok, we tamed up a bunch repeatedly, and it was very good. And now that there's more Wyverns, we have more to tame. Then we'll be going to Valguero, which I'm very excited for. I love this map. It's beautiful. I can't wait. Yeah, this map is absolutely stunning. I love every last bit of it. And just, yeah, I'm excited for this map to be the map we go to. The Deinonychus spawns on this map. It's a very tough dino to tame, but we have tamed it in the past, and we do love taming it. Now, I want to specify, I want to take a timeout right here. There is word that in the summer, there will be a new DLC map coming out, as far as I can tell, a free DLC map based off of a mod called Crystal Isles. I've watched people play on Crystal Isles before. I've watched XP Crafted's Let's Play on Crystal Isles. Crystal Isles is a very beautiful map. If that does in fact come out this summer, Crystal Isles will be added right here, right between Valguero and Aberration. Aberration is what we are going to after Valguero. So if Crystal Isles is added before we make it to Aberration, we will be adding it between Valguero and Aberration. If it's added afterward to Aberration, we'll add it between Aberration and Extinction, which will be our next one. If it's not added until after we're on Extinction, we'll add it between Extinction and Genesis. We want Genesis to be the last maps we do at the moment. Obviously, if they decide to add in more maps in like a year and the series has been done for a while, we will start the series back up and do new maps if they have new maps, as long as they have new dinos. But are obviously, because there are some that might be there are dinos that might be added to Crystal Isles, because there are custom dinos that have been made for it. 3 custom wyverns, a custom griffin. I think there's one other. Oh, and there's a custom dragon to fight. So I don't think there's anything custom to tame besides the griffin and the wyverns. Well, there is the liquefied dinos, but there's no guarantee those will be in the game. But yeah, so Valguero, Aberration, Extinction, and then Genesis Part 1, and then Part 2 when Part 2 releases later this year. Our goal, obviously, like I said, and if Crystal Isles, when Crystal Isles comes out, we'll add Crystal Isles somewhere in, as long as there's new dinos to tame on Crystal Isles. Like I said, I've seen people play on Crystal Isles. It's a beautiful map. I love it. We might add it just for the hell of it, even if there's not new dinos added in, because it's beautiful, and I want to kind of have it in the series. Like I said, the reason we're not doing the regular arc is we want to have our own little world on there and just kind of have our own for when we don't want to play on the channel, when we don't want to do channel stuff. That's kind of what the whole point of the regular arc for us is right now, is that's our own map to play on when we want to play the game and not when we want to record. So it also means whatever dinos we decide to probably end up putting over there at the end of it. Alright, now that the map list is out of the way, like I said, the map list was decided on by both Dalton and myself. If you guys would like us to play on the regular arc, too bad. No. But we just want to avoid playing on a map we know way too well. And it'd be no fun for us because we know the ins and outs of that map like crazy. So, how many dinos? Like I said, there's 210 dinos. 210, which is not an easy number to get through. One sec. So we have 210 dinos, which is goal number 1. That's our first goal, is tame all 210 creatures in Ark that are tameable. Obviously, if the Crystal Wyverns, if the Crystal Griffin, and if the liquefied dinos are added in when Crystal Isles comes out as the full DLC map, we will add the liquefied variants. We will add the crystal variants of stuff to the list. Which brings up by 3, 4. I think it brings up by 10. I think it brings it to 220. I can't remember how many liquefied dinos there are, but I believe it would bring it to 10. One sec. So currently we're at 210. Again, if they add more dinos, that will bring it up. Once Genesis Part 2 comes out, they'll add more dinos. It seems like that's the way it's going to be, at least. Once Crystal Isles comes out, they might add more dinos. There's no guarantee that the crystal variants of the Wyverns or the Griffin or the liquefied dinos will be added in. If they are, obviously that's going to be really cool, because like I said, I've seen what they look like. They're badass. I've seen people tame them and use them. They're awesome. So yeah, 210. This will be a pain in the ass. We're gonna try to save some easy. We're gonna try to do some easy tames in the first few episodes, and then as we get along, we'll try to do harder and harder tames. You know, like once we get into it, like probably the hardest tames for us are, I'm guessing, gonna be the Basilisk and the Titanoboa, because those two are very difficult, because you can't let them aggro to you, but you have to drop fertilized eggs for them to eat, and that's how you tame them. Dalton and I have never once gotten near a Titanoboa or a Basilisk without somehow fucking pissing it off. So this is going to be fun. I don't know if the ghillie suit works on them or not. It might. I know with the best, worst comes to worst, we can always probably use a grappling hook and grappling hook onto a mountain, and drop the eggs down to it, and hope that works. The Giga is gonna be a pain in the ass. We've tried taming it multiple times. We've tamed it once, and that was by a fluke for us that we got lucky enough to knock it out and not let it wake back up. Giga and the Tech Giga are gonna be a pain in the ass. Most of the things shouldn't be too hard. There are things we haven't tamed on this, like ever. Like I said, we've reset this list twice now. But there are a lot of things on here we've never actually tamed. Like, let's go through this. Let's just kind of go through a list. We have never in our lives tamed an Onyx. We've never tamed, fuck, I'm trying to look through shit. We've tamed a lot, but we've never tamed a Reaper. We've never tamed a Rock Drake. Or a Rock Elemental, sorry. We've never tamed a Snow Owl. We've never tamed a Titanosaur. We've never tamed a Tustoteuthis. There's a lot on here that's going to be a pain in the ass for Dalton and I, but we're prepared, knowing damn well this is going to be a pain in the ass, we're prepared to do this. So, besides this, we have 4 other challenges that we want to do in this, as well as trying to complete all of the missions on Genesis is another big goal. We don't know for sure if we'll get all of those, because I don't know how many missions there are, but that is something we do, obviously, when we get to Genesis, want to try. We want to kill one of every alpha in the game. Currently, there are 14. We have the Alpha Basilisk, Carno, Deathworm, Fire Wyvern, Karkanos, Leadsichthys, Megalodon, Mosasaur, Raptor, Surface Reaper King, T-Rex, Tustoteuthis, Iceworm Queen, and the Yeti. We have killed, in our time, we've killed a Carno, a Karkanos, a Leadsichthys, no, never mind, sorry, a Megalodon, a Raptor, and a T-Rex. We've tried taking on the Alpha Tuso, it was a bitch, and I think we tried taking on the Alpha Leads, and it fucked us up. But we do want to try to kill one of the current 14 alphas. I also want to mention there are dire polar bears are added on this list. For those of you wondering what variants are on this list, all the aberrant versions, all the X versions, which are added through Genesis, all the tech versions, both the giant bee and the giant queen bee. The 3 tameable titans, the ice, the desert, and the forest titans, and all 5 types of wyvern that are currently in game. Ice, fire, lightning, poison, and forest are all also in this, because they need to be. So yeah, our second goal is try to kill all 14 alphas. Some of these alphas are going to be a little bit easier than others. The Carno, the Raptor, the Rex are going to be very easy for us to beat. The Megalodon, as long as we have good water tames, is probably going to be very easy to beat, because we've beaten it multiple times. For some of these alphas, we've killed them multiple times with no issue. Very recently, when we stopped my Cleo and we had a pretty decent wolf from Dalton, we were fucking shit up constantly on the regular Ark map when alphas would pop up, and it was beautiful. Next, we want to try to kill one of all 16 corrupted that are in the game. The corrupted are as follows: the Arthropleura, the Carno, the Calcicotherium, the Dilophosaur, the Dimorphodon, the Giganotosaurus, the Paraceratherium, the Pteranodon, the Raptor, the Reaper King, the Rex, the Rock Drake, the Spino, the Stego, the Triceratops, and the Wyvern. I know you guys are probably thinking, holy shit, Cameron, you were fucking psychopathic. Why are you doing this to your and Dalton? Like I said, these are secondary goals. If we don't beat all of these, that's fine by us right now. Obviously, if there's some that we're missing when we get to the end of Genesis Part 1, Part 2, we will go back and we will try to find the ones we need to kill, and we will try to kill them as best as we can. Our goal is kill them all as best as possible. If I remember correctly, the corrupted are actually... Oh, fuck. I can't remember if they're on Aberration or Extinction, or if they're on multiple maps. They might be on multiple maps. They might actually be on Genesis, now that I think about it as well. Or they might have come out from for Genesis. I can't remember. The hardest one on that is probably going to be the Giga, because it's a Giga, and they have a shit ton of health, and me and Dalton have seen that with our own eyes. We've had one tamed. So hopefully we can get that through. Next, we want to try to kill one of every boss in the game. Now, this is going to be a hard one for us because we've never done the boss fights. We're garbage at this game, so this is going to be a pain in the ass. There are currently 9 bosses, not counting the variants. 2 that don't have an alpha, beta, gamma stage. There might be more added in through Genesis Part 2, but they are as follows. There is the Broodmother Listrix, which has an alpha, a beta, and a gamma level that we have to do. The Corrupted Master Controller, which is only a 1 level 1. The Dragon, King Titan, Manticore, and Megapithecus, which all have an alpha, beta, and a gamma. And as far as I know, the King Titan, to get that, you need to kill the other 3 Titans. The Mooter, Master of the Ocean, which is a water boss on Genesis Part 1, which looks absolutely fucking horrifying and only has a 1 level. The Overseer and Rockwell, which are both an alpha, beta, and a gamma fight as well. So there's a lot of fights to do just for the bosses, which is going to be fun because me and Dalton have never done bosses, and yeah, we're nervous as hell about doing this one. This one for us is kind of a big thing that we've always wanted to do in Ark. We've just been terrible at the game and haven't been able to. So hopefully this will be our chance to actually get some decent shit done. Next, we want to obviously kill one of all 4 Titans. The Desert, the Ice, and the Forest, and the King Titan. To get to the King Titan, you need to kill the other 3 Titans. And yes, we are going to also try to tame the other 3 Titans. We want to tame as well as kill the Titans just because that's how we are. So yeah. Some difficulties we see coming through this for some of the different tames. The Trudons are very difficult to tame. If you've never tried to tame a Trudon, wow, good for you. Trudons, if you don't know, have to kill your dino to get tamed. The dino's level impacts how well its taming effectiveness is on the Trudon. Your dino cannot be in passive. It has to be in neutral. So it will attack back. So what you choose you have to choose something very smart to fight this Trudon. In the past, Dalton and I have tried dodos. It didn't work very well. Actually, we had the dodos kill the fucking Trudons before. Somehow. I know. I don't know what we're going to do just yet. We might try to find an area with a lot and then just say fuck it and toss a Giga out there and put it on neutral and then just see what fucking happens. We're not sure yet. They don't spawn in massive packs, so like we'd have to try to gather a lot of them. Throw them into a taming pen, and then just throw the Giga in there on neutral and hope to God that at least one of them ends up killing it. I think if we had enough, it'd probably end up working. Probably work to our advantage if we had enough Trudons in there. But yeah, they're not easy to tame. I think we tamed one in the past. I can't remember for sure if we end up getting one tamed or not. They're not easy to do. That's going to be a big issue. Again, like I said, the Giga, the Titanosaur, the Titanoboa, the Basilisk will probably all be difficult. The Tusoteuthis. Anything down the water is going to be a pain in the ass because it's in the water. The Quetzal, because they aren't very frequent spawns. Like, we barely see Quetzals nowadays. And they're very much a pain in the ass to tame sometimes. Let's see. The Phoenix, because they're very rare to find. I did not add the Unicorn as a variant for the Equus just because it's very difficult to get a Unicorn to spawn. That is a rare spawn. I did not want to make it to where we get held off because we can't find a Unicorn. We have, actually, when Equus first released, we did get a Unicorn. But we're not going to sit there and hope that the game blesses us and gives us a Unicorn, so we have that as the list. If we get a Unicorn, awesome, and we'll count it as the Equus. If we don't get a Unicorn, that's fine. But yeah, I figured if we added that, it'd be a little bit of a bitch. Even though it is technically on the list, I realized that the Unicorn is such a rare spawn that it wouldn't make sense or be fair to us to do it. If we do get it, we get it. If not, then awesome, because it's not like it's a thing that spawns all the time. Like Shinehorns, Glowtails, they spawn a lot. You know, most of this stuff spawns fairly regularly. The Unicorn is the rarest spawn in the game. So I figure, I'm like, our chances of getting a Unicorn are slim to fucking none. We've seen in our time 1 Unicorn. 1. And that was right after the Equus actually came out on console. So we don't want to try to set ourselves up to fail based off of 1 dino. and the unicorn could definitely be the thing that fails us, because they are a pain in the ass to tame. X's are already a pain in the ass to tame, and unicorns are a pain in the ass to find. So I just decided that unicorn probably doesn't need to be on the list. Yeah. Other than that, the different types of, like, the chalk golem and the other types of rock golems are probably gonna be a bit of a pain, just because they're not easy to tame all the time. But yeah. Other than that, the boss fights will probably be difficult, and the corrupted and the titans fights will probably also be very difficult. I've seen some of the missions on Genesis. They look pretty fucking difficult, so who knows where we're gonna go with that. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this little announcement video. I don't know when episode 1 will be coming out just yet. We haven't fully set a day to record yet or anything like that, and we still have a few things we're working on. Like, we gotta make sure that the distance that Dalton and I can be from each other is increased a little bit, so we can, during, like, easy tames, so, like, things we've tamed a lot, like parasaurs, dodos, dilos, trikes, stegos, shit like that, we can both be taming one thing at a time without having to sit there and be stuck next to each other. We can be kind of decently close, but not super far away. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, and really quick, I do want to mention, we do have the kibbles, the kibble recipes. We know what we need for the kibble recipes. We have every breakdown of what egg counts to where for the kibbles, just so we have it and we know what we need for each one. That's probably the best bet that you can do. Like, if you have to use kibble, if we do end up using kibble, which we might not, I would definitely suggest writing down where the eggs go, just to be safe. Which eggs go to which, and you know what you need for each thing. It helps so much, and it's helped me and Dalton in the past, even though we still have yet to use kibble since the new kibble reworking. But that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys are excited for Gotta Catch 'Em All, or Gotta Tame 'Em All. Dalton and I certainly are. Stay golden. Peace.